This is the All Things Nerd Podcast, Season 4, Episode 33. On tonight's show, it's more reboots, but there's a whole twist to the reboots. They're comedies being turned into dramas. We also have Fortnite is pissed at Google and Apple, and they're getting people to gang up on them. And
they're not going to take it anymore.
And because this is streamed on Twitch, we figured we had to talk about Fortnite, unfortunately. That and look at this photograph, because Nickleback might be coming back. No, yeah, hopefully.
You sing a lot better than they do, so that's a start.
There's at least Islands in the Stream isn't stuck in my head anymore. Now it's Nickelback. Great.
So we have that. And a whole lot more. So with that, here's the intro. Good Lord.
Look at this photograph. You know, I actually like Nickelback.
Well,
I don't know. That's right
like
where the
their
intro
lyrics.
ended right there, too. That's great. That's awesome. We just lost some people.
This podcast is recorded live every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, twitch.tv/Malice Corp. Come join the fun. Come talk geek, nerd, and pop culture with us every Friday evening. And, well, hey, if you want to check out old episodes of the cast, you can find us anywhere that you listen or watch podcasts, whether it's on YouTube or like Stitcher and stuff like that. Or head over to our main website, malice-corp.com, and you can catch all the old episodes over there. And while you're there, make sure to click that Amazon link if you're going to go purchase something, because that helps us out, helps support the show. All right, so the way we open this show, that was just talking about how to.
Yeah, you didn't even do the intro.
Yeah, I didn't do my thing that I had. See, this is what happens when I don't get a nap.
Bring in the righty. Bring in the righty.
Here we go. Hello to all the Geek Enthusiasts and Nerd Aficionados. This is Mess5150 welcoming you back to another All Things Nerd podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. We're here to have some fun, talk about nerd, geek, and pop culture and what's been going on in the nerd news headlines. The way we open up this show is a little thing that we call Getting Your Geek On.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Getting Your Geek On is what people have that are here on the cast. This is how we introduce everybody, but it's also what we've been doing for the last week. Things that you should be checking out, things that you should actually waste your time on, because not everybody has all the time in the world. And if you do, please tell me how you got that power, because I need more time on my hands. But yeah, it's what we've been doing for the last week, and just getting your geek on about things. So let us know in the chat room what you've been geeking out on. We'll start this out by introducing the co-host of the show, Mr. Masonic Vader. What have you been geeking out on?
Hey guys, it's been a fun throwback week for me this week. The first thing I did is I got myself the Star subscription. It was cheap. I was like, all right, that's cool. And when I was going through that, I realized, man, these guys aren't just going after movies anymore. They're actually going after television shows. So I found, they call it on IMDb, Knight Rider Legacy, the original first 4 seasons on Hulu, or I mean on not Hulu, Stars. And so I introduced my kid, because it is COVID summer, to Knight Rider. And at first he was like, it's just a car. He still says it's just a car, but at least it's cool and it talks and it does turbo boost. So we did that. And then the other thing that happened is I finally decided to break open a box that I got out of here. And I don't know if this will show up, but this has been boxed up for 30 years now. That is the remnants of my He-Man collection.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, all those guys right there. And I got some of the... Oh, and there's Snake Mountain right there. And it's all in their glory, man. It's incredible how they stayed in good shape. Stickers are all on them and stuff. So I just got to go and clean them up and put some new rubber bands in it. So, yeah, reaching back in time. That's what we did this week. Cheers.
So, in the chat room, Rutu questioned, "Were you drunk? It's a car with Siri, but it's named Kit."
That's funny.
I'm impressed by the car. Take it easy, and it does a lot of stuff. I actually thought it was kind of cool because it's been so long since I watched it. The first episode, Michael Knight gets in there. I totally forgot it was like some other guy, and they changed his face. And he says,
Oh, yeah.
"Man, this." He says, "This looks like Darth Vader's bathroom." I was like, "Oh, that's sick! It's already we already got Star Wars reference in there." So yeah, it's good stuff.
Also, Kit was voiced by Mr. Feeney, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
that's where we go. We go to Knight Rider and Boy Meets World references. That's welcome. We're aging
right.
us all. Also joining us on the cast, we have Icy Sora.
No, the gray is doing that for us. Thank you.
What you been geeking out, Icy?
So I finally finished watching The Expanse. Like I said, really, really good show. If you like outer space, TV shows, that's a fantastic one. I finally got around to watching HBO's Watchmen series. That is labor intensive, man. That is a lot to put in your brain. That is a very heavy plot in that show, and it's really well done. But I think it's one of those things where it's like, I'm glad I watched it. I'm never going to watch it again. But because I watched the series, now I want to rewatch the movie to kind of catch up on that stuff. And I forgot that's like a 3-hour-long movie, so I'll
You mean the
get
movie
there
that
eventually.
ruined the story? The book is so phenomenal. The
See,
ending-
that's the thing. I never read the book, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pick up the graphic novel. That's a must read. And because the ending is completely different in the movie than what the story was, and it pissed me off. And I love that story. So I hated the ending.
Fair enough.
they put in place.
Maybe I'll dig into the book before I actually sit down to watch the movie again.
Rubu2 says Watchmen was great, and that it's time to go back to school, Michael. Also, Katsadal says The Expanse is so good. The Watchmen tied for the most nominations this year for the Emmys. I think it's 16.
Yeah, and also didn't get renewed for a second season. Like they only made the one season of it.
The creators
wanted to do a
said
second season.
we're not making another one. They straight up said that we did what we wanted to do with the first season. We're not making another one. HBO wanted to do more.
Yeah, and it ends pretty much perfectly. I like the way it ends. It's good.
Rubu2 says 26 Emmy noms. I thought it was 16, but
Wow.
I don't know, because I think it tied with Marvelous Mrs. Maisel like 2 years ago, which was 16. So, yeah. But joining us on the cast, we have he's clothed for now, but we made him turn off his air conditioner. Nudie Rudy's on the cast. What have you been geeking out on?
Oh, it's all coming off, man. It's warm in here. Yeah, been geeking out mostly on picked up Horizon Zero Dawn. PS4, been enjoying the crap out of that. Very fun game, highly recommend. It got great reviews for a reason. And binged some Umbrella Academy when that came out. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Can definitely recommend it. And been catched up on Ash vs. Evil Dead as well. Going back and checking that out. I love that whole Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, great stuff. So fun to be back in that universe for a bit.
Yeah. Rubu2 confirms 26 nominations. Yeah, it was 3 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead, I think, total is what we got before they canceled it. I love that show. So, and Katsadal says Rorschach's getting a comic next month. Well, they got to replace the 30 comics that they're canceling this month too. DC Comics is. So they got to put something out there. And then lastly, before I talk about my geek out, we have the female for this show, because we have more than one now. It's cool. It's not just one. We have Super Hoovy and Freak on the cast. What have you been geeking out on?
I finished my Lucifer binge watch, so I'm finally ready for season 5, which comes out in
2
I think
weeks,
a
right?
week.
Is it a week?
A week or 2 weeks, something like that. Before the end of August, it comes out. So I'm really excited about that because I really hated the end of season 4. Oh, when I say I hated the end of season 4, I just hate cliffhangers, and it left on a cliffhanger. So double hockey sticks to freaking Lucifer season 4. And then I restarted because I haven't seen this show in forever. The old, I don't know if anyone watched Rizzoli and Isles,
Mhm.
but I'm rewatching that because I haven't seen it in years. Oh, you should watch it. It's really fun. Well, as
Just
fun as
love those
murder
USA
mysteries.
dramas, huh?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
Burn Notice was the only one I remember watching all of.
So
Oh, yeah,
I think
but
it's
Burn
the
Notice-
Burn Notice, Psych.
Hey, Franklin and
Notice,
Bash was a
Psych.
lot of fun.
Franklin and Bash was amazing.
Franklin and Bash
Rizzoli
was
and Isles was
fantastic.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I recommend giving it a go if you haven't watched it yet.
let's not forget Monk. Did you guys forget to
Oh,
talk
Monk
about
was
Monk?
pretty good.
Come on,
Yeah.
Monk was
It's like-
fantastic.
By
the way,
about
super-
the psychologist that like worked for football teams.
I don't.
That was
know
that was
one.
pretty decent too.
I mean,
Yeah.
Monk was
No,
the comedic,
no.
Columbo. So,
And we should reference Super as the OG female, the original gangsta.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, the original. Couldn't get rid of her.
We tried. No, I'm just kidding. We did not try because nope, didn't do it. Nope, they get rid of me first.
Okay, and so my geek out was I went like Nudie Rudy's done. I'm watching shows that have been finished already. I went and started watching How to Get Away with Murder, and I was bamboozled. The show bamboozled me because I got into like season 4 or 5, and then the main character from the show Scandal showed up. And now I have to watch Scandal to understand what the heck is who this character is and what's going on with him. So, interesting thing with Scandal though, I swear there's somebody either creating that show somewhere, one of the writers or something, that is connected to the Arrowverse, because John Barrowman has shown up on it. The guy that plays Eobard Thawne has shown up on it. The guy that plays Felicity's father has shown up on the show. So there's too many Arrowverse people showing up on that show for it not to be somehow somebody somewhere connected to the Arrowverse to cause everybody to show up over on the CW. So
I just needed to work. CW wasn't paying high enough, maybe. I don't know.
well, I think this is because this was starting with like the first and second season. I think it was before Arrowverse really started kicking off. So same talent agency is what Rue 2 thinks. So, and Super has tenure. That's why we can't get rid of her. So, lastly, other thing I've been geeking out on. This is for everybody that shows up here on Twitch, because you won't see this on the listening. But I am somebody that goes out and looks for limited edition treats. So I got my hands on the Kit Kat apple pie, which are absolutely delicious. Don't taste really apple-y, but it's like a white chocolate with like a little bit of a tartness inside. And been hunting these guys down. I got some Twinkies limited edition Tiger Tails. The packaging has where it looks like a tiger tail. And the best part about it is on the back of the box, it says, literally, for all the coolest cats and kittens, try Tiger Tail. So it is cashing in.
I hate that so much. There's a podcast that I listen to that ever since friggin' Tiger King came out, this dude has been opening up his show by saying, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens." I'm like, stop it! Stop it! She murdered her husband and fed him to tigers.
So, yeah, that's what I the Tiger Tails have been out before. It's just orange cream inside a Twinkie, so they are delicious. Cat Sadao says the Kit Kat's all right. Tiger Tail is yummy, and Rutu says Woody Harrelson would fight for those.
Yeah. That's the
Okay.
first place I go with Twinkies now always is that, Tallahassee's going to get you.
All right, so let's get into, now that you know who everybody here who's here on the cast, let's get into the big portion of the show, and that's going to be the nerd news. Nerd news. So we're on Twitch. I think it's a requirement that anytime you're on Twitch, if there's something having to do with Fortnite, you must talk about it, even if you don't play the game or really don't care for the game, which is me. But there's people here that play it. There's people here that, yeah. So Fortnite, Fortnite decided to let you. What was it? They let you purchase stuff
Their V-Bucks. from their own place
as
at
long
a discounted rate.
You went through them, you got it discounted instead of going through Apple or Google Play, and because of that was a breach of contract. So Apple and Google Play kicked Fortnite off of their mobile service programs, so you can't download it anymore. I don't even know if you already had it, if you could still play it, or if it's been blocked that way or not. But because of that, Fortnite has retaliated with a lawsuit, and they're getting backed by Spotify and Match, I think it is. So
Match Group, yeah.
Yeah, and even Facebook is making some comments. So what do you guys think about the whole who was right, who was wrong, who did the floss dance?
I can tell you it's not. I think the reason why I put this in there or suggested it wasn't necessarily because of the fact it was Fortnite, but that's a huge play, because when you read into the article and stuff, a lot of games right now are dominated by download services through Google, through the Apple Store, and how much they charge for it to go through that. That I think Fortnite's gotten to a point where they don't need necessarily Google or Apple to be recognized, because there's a lot of people that play it on like Nintendos or PlayStation 4s or Xboxes now, that I think recently, probably within the last couple of years, is when they just introduced it to mobile, to Google and stuff like that. So I think it's unprecedented. You finally got a company who is standing up to big dog Google and Apple and saying, hey, you guys are taking, I think they said 30% of whatever they charge. So they're just trying to eliminate the middleman. They're just doing good business practice. Anybody would do that especially if they're at the point where Fortnite is, where they don't need that. They have crossovers with Marvel. They have crossovers with DC. They have all the major platforms. I don't, and anyone who has it on their phone should probably go home and play on their PlayStation or their Nintendo anyway. So.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I always think of Fortnite as being more of a platform gaming kind of thing. Like, yeah, exactly. The PlayStations and the Xboxes and whatnot. Like, why does Apple and Google even coming into this? Shouldn't you just be downloading it to your console?
I guess if you don't
they have a mobile
one.
version.
The mobile version, to the app stores. So
Fortnite, an actual on your phone. Fortnite.
Well, and it is interesting to think about the fact that Apple and Google essentially are two companies that dominate that one particular kind of market. They're the only ones out there, or the two major parties that have like 95% of the mobile market. Yeah, technically those are antitrust complaints. They're monopolizing stuff, but I mean, everybody that I know pretty much either has an Apple, like an iPhone or an Android. So, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, some of the quotes from Match Group was, "We fully support Epic Games' efforts to show how Apple uses its dominant position and unfair policies to hurt consumers, app developers, and entrepreneurs. Regulators across the globe have expressed similar concerns and are examining what some describe as Apple's arbitrary practices." Spotify said they applaud Epic Games' decision to take a stand against Apple and shed further light on Apple's abuse of its dominant position. The streaming music, Apple's unfair practices have disadvantaged competitors and deprived consumers for far too long. And then the Facebook exec jumped in talking about the 30%. Apple didn't waive its 30% fee or allow Facebook to use its own payments tool on a new feature, and so that was where the 30% came from. So. I mean, if you're going to go through somebody's site, if they created a contract, you can't just back end it and be like, well, I don't like how much you're taking. You signed on the contract.
Well, and I got to wonder, like, what's the other option? Even back in the day when AT&T was decided that AT&T was too big of a company and was monopolizing phone service in the U.S., it got broken up into like 8 or 9 different smaller companies that provided just slightly shittier service under different names.
Yeah.
And like, what are you going to do? Break up Apple into 8 different companies and then you have to have 8 different app stores? That's not going to work for anybody.
Chat room. HJC Grok. My first thought is that Fortnite wants direct access to kids without permission to purchase. Squirrelboy Nemo asked what we're talking about. How the new iPhone isn't shipping with the charger? No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Apple and
Is
Google.
that true?
I don't know, but we're talking about Apple and Google kicking Fortnite off of their app stores, and Fortnite coming back after at least Apple right now with a lawsuit for monopolization, and then everybody has Windows phones apparently in our chat room.
So I can't tell you this from someone who does play it and actually has played it on different consoles. I don't think Fortnite's gonna. I mean, they're suing. They're gonna bring in lawsuit and everything, but the funny thing is, once again, they're offering something through their own site. They were offered discounts if you went through their site. Okay, it's not like they didn't pull it from Google or Apple or anything like that. Not only that, once again, if people are playing this on their phones, they're more likely just doing it for a side thing because, like, I have the ability to either play it on my PS4 or my son's Switch. Which, if you've never played Fortnite before, playing on a Switch is a pain in the ass to do, and I can't imagine what it'd be like to play it on an actual freaking phone. So, I mean, maybe tablet is different, but I don't know. I think Google and Apple try to get bent out of shape, and they think they're going to win this one. I think they're messing with. I think Epic's just too big at this point. Fortnite is just a machine that can't be stopped, and this is coming from someone who despised it and now just plays it every couple of days. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, but is that how they explained it? Was that go through our site and you'll save, as opposed to, like, did they put it as a disclaimer or something that if you go through you'll save money, as opposed to
I remember there was an advertisement for it. I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday. No, it had to have been Wednesday because my son was over here and stuff. And I remember they threw an advertisement, say, hey, buy V-Bucks through the store when we logged on to our consoles, and you got a discounted price. It was like normally it's $10 or $1,000. I think they were only charging like $8. So it was like a 25-30% off. I don't know if it was for a long period of time, but it just seemed like it was like a short period of time deal. I didn't jump on it because crap, dude.
That's the question. When they did it, did they single out that it's normally this price on Apple, but buying it from here?
I don't remember them. I did not remember them mentioning Google or Apple or anything. They just said, hey, and I'm sure they probably did it just by simply, putting it through the consoles and whatnot. So the PS4, the Xbox, and the Switch, that when you go and log on there, that little message would pop up and say, hey, go to the V-Bucks store and get these discounted rates for a short period of time. But I don't remember them seeing, or I don't remember reading anything about Google or Apple or anything. I think it's just something that they saw that happen because, I mean, shit, everyone who's on a console got that message, and I'm sure a lot of people took advantage of it because that's a pretty damn good deal for them.
Ruru2 says, this isn't about Fortnite. It's about Tencent using Fortnite as the spearhead to get more money for all the other things they own. HJC Grok says Apple and Google are going to win. Cat Sadao says he agrees. If anything, they might rework the contract, but not going to get it for free. Squirrelboy Nemo, this is how World War III starts. China versus US versus Apple, and Google versus Tencent. We're going to have hordes of tweens running around flossing to show their support on TikTok.
Better wear a damn mask. COVID.
I thought TikTok was banned.
No. Tried and failed.
So yeah, we'll find out what happens.
Huge. It's
a huge
shots
thing. Yeah.
Fired.
It is.
It's shots fired.
It is. So I don't know. We'll find out what happens. Let's move on. Yeah, it was a rumor because
I got it written down.
Well, what it was we knew that HJZ Grok was going to be here in the cast today, here in the chat room today, and she talked about how there needed to be a comeback for Shia Lebouf. He needed his renaissance. So apparently his renaissance is in the works with Peanut Butter, whatever the name of that movie was, and he's
Peanut Butter
Falcon, and another movie he did. So because of his renaissance happening, there is a rumor from, I believe it was We Got This Covered, and they're saying it's from the same source that told them there was going to be a She-Hulk show on Disney Plus. So it's so far sources that have checked out for him, but apparently the MCU wants Shia Lebouf to play Bobby Drake, Iceman. for the next.
I mean,
they can kiss.
It could be worse. It could be Taylor Kitsch playing Gambit.
Yeah, what do you guys think on that?
Well, okay, so it's interesting because originally they had him panned out from Moon Knight, and they were going to have him. They were looking at him doing Moon Knight, but apparently some other actors kind of like taking the lead on that, and they don't want to lose his star power, I guess. So they're thinking about putting him in as Iceman, Bobby Drake, which would be interesting because now since he's got a full-on chest tattoo, I don't remember Iceman having a chest tattoo, so that's gonna be some CGI work there. Let me tell you.
They do it with The Rock's arm. They get rid of that tattoo. They can figure it out. So
it's different on an arm versus the freaking chest. I mean, it's gonna be like I guarantee it's gonna look like a Superman mustache. It's gonna be.
I was just gonna say, shirt. At least it won't be a potato face.
Yeah, it'll just be a tight green shirt that they'll put on him.
He's got 3 nipples.
But super. What
Back to triple nipple.
You didn't seem too happy about
the
potential rumor.
No, I don't have a problem with Shia LaBeouf, but look, a third movie aside, because the third movie was garbage, I love Shawn Ashmore. Shawn Ashmore is one of my favorite actors. He's in one of my favorite shows right now with The Rookie, playing a lawyer on there. Everything that he's done, from that crappy-ass TV show that I watched as a kid, The Animorphs, all the way up to now, I love that guy. That is my Iceman. Don't you with him. Don't you do it. Don't. I don't.
I love the Ashmore twins in general.
The Ashmore twins in general. No, you put him as someone else. A Moon Knight, Moon Boy. I don't care. Put him in Game of Thrones. Make him Moon Boy. Reboot that. There you go. He could be Moon Boy. I want to see him juggling at the Red Wedding. Fine. But no, that was the one character that was him and Hugh Jackman were the one characters that weren't screwed up in the third movie. I actually liked the way that they were written. Kitty Pryde was fine too, but that was his character, that was his role. He made it. I don't need it rebooted. Do something else with the boof.
I actually
gotta be rebooted.
I would outside of Hugh Jackman, I think he's the only one that if he wants to do Wolverine is allowed to come back and play Wolverine. Everybody else is going to be
always and forever.
Yeah. But I actually like LaBeouf as Moon Knight more than Iceman. I would kind of be all for that.
Yeah, doesn't he wear a mask and stuff?
He does, but he's not just in a mask.
It's it's going to be interesting, like how they're going to do X-Men or how they're going to bring these mutants in. I mean, I'm still kind of dumbfounded by the people that they have for like the Internals and everything like that. So it's very interesting. I'm just glad that they didn't say Wolverine. Because if they said Wolverine, I wouldn't be on this cast tonight. I'd probably be pissed off throwing something somewhere. I don't know. Because that would have really drove me insane. Really would have.
Once again, it's a rumor. So when it comes to the sites that have this, I think we got, like I said, I think it was We Got This Covered, but I'm not 100% sure who it was. But their stories, they always have from this source that it came from that told us about this that ended up becoming true. But 30% of their stuff hits, and they always cite back to that, and 70% of the stuff is just rumors. So, who knows? Who knows if it's going to happen?
Well, and let's take a minute, just a second here, to admit that Shia LaBeouf is actually a pretty decent actor.
Oh yeah,
he is.
He's been
That's
in some
not
projects
my
that are
problem
not
with
great, but he's an actually good actor, and I think it would be interesting to see what he would do with the character.
No,
just any other character, just different character.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got in the chat room. Ruben says he doesn't think Feige wants to recast any of the Fox actors in their X-Men properties.
Probably not. No, well, put him as that angry, douchey flame boy that went up against Iceman.
Pyro?
That guy. Yeah, there you go, Pyro. He would make a good Pyro.
HAZ Croc says Ashmore will be lamplighter on The Boys.
I am excited about that. I'm excited about The Boys season 2.
I want him now. I want him to wear a leather jacket that has angry douchey flame boy embroidered on the back.
Yes.
No, he needs to wear a paper bag that says that on it and just sit in a corner.
Yes.
I think Squirrel Boy got it right. Go for MODOK.
Yeah.
Kat says X-Men storyline will be Ultimate Comic Line, the rumors or Hickman version. MODOK is what we saw there. Maybe even Dupe. Mojo is what we got asked for. He's got the manic acting style, and then Squirrelboy said he's unstable though. I wouldn't trust him to do multiple movies. Just one movie he's good at. He's really reinvented himself a lot. If you actually watch some interviews with him,
Sure.
So yeah. Okay, let's get on to what Hollywood's always about. Did you have anything, Nudie, about Lebouf?
I mean, actual cannibal Shia Lebouf is always a good addition to any project, so I'm for it.
Cannon Fodder joins us in the chat room with "There were no Transformers in X-Men universe." But
they did do a crossover, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But they also did with G.I. Joe too. But that ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, everything crosses.
He's going to play Iceman, but he's also going to be driving a yellow Camaro.
Rurutu says Disney's going to buy Universal, then there will be Transformers in the MCU, as well as Fast and the Furious races. Okay, all right. So, what Hollywood's known for? Reboots. There's two major ones this week that got talked about. The first one, in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground. I don't think it'll be on the playground. It's going to be in the dirty, dingy alley where coke deals are going down and gangbangers are around, because Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is being rebooted into a drama, not a comedy. I'm not joking about this.
The gritty Dark Knight.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's sad too, because Will Smith has given it its blessing too.
Mm-hmm.
He's a producer on the thing.
Yeah.
So is he going to be the new Uncle Phil?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Or is he going to be version 1 or version 2 of Aunt Viv? I don't know.
Will Smith now is older than Uncle Phil was at the time, so.
And half of them, he's not that big, so maybe it could be, crack deals and stuff.
And I'm sure he's got a mansion in Bel Air too, so works out.
Probably got 3 of them.
Look, I mean that show was special because Will Smith was starring in it. He had that raw talent, that raw charisma that made everybody want to watch him. And you might as well show a coin spinning in the air as find magic like that again. It's really hard to do.
Have any of you guys watched the actual trailer that inspired the new show?
No, I heard about it. Was on YouTube, and I was going to watch it. I didn't get a chance to yet, though. So
is it just a trailer for The Wire?
It's a trailer. It's like a gritty reboot of Prince of Bel-Air. It's just called Bel-Air, but it's actually well done. I'm surprised. I will actually check that show out when it comes out, specifically because I was honestly going into it completely prepared to scoff at the entire thing, and it was surprisingly well done.
So what happens? What happens in the trailer?
It's like taking the intro that we grew up on with the Fresh Prince and actually just making it grittier. Hey, you're gonna move to the West Coast and you're gonna live with Aunt Viv and whatever and stuff. I mean, it's literally
because the hit's been taken out on you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in this one, he gets into a brawl with a bunch of gangbangers, gets caught with a gun in his backpack. He's the one with the gun that busts out at the
Mm-hmm.
So he gets his Uncle Phil bails him out, and he has to go out to move to Bel Air to change his life and not get caught in the gangbanging lifestyle.
Okay,
So,
what role does DJ Jazzy Jeff play?
Yeah, he's in there. He's the best friend he meets at a record store when he moves to Bel Air.
All right, he's moving to Bel Air. It's gritty and he's moving to Bel Air. How much coke is in this show?
Uncle Phil just bathes him. He does a Scrooge McDuck.
I have to agree and disagree with IC to where I don't think Will Smith made that show. Will Smith it was definitely his breakout role. I agree with that. However, they had a great cast around him. Everyone had all the way to the Carlton, for God's sake. I mean, come on. That guy was a legit dancer for Michael Jackson and very famous, and he gets more famous off of doing the Carlton, for God's sake.
Silver spoons, I mean, when you look at the silver spoons.
Yeah. There were
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, there were so many good actors that just gelled so well together. I mean, how the show's got to be good because they get one main actors and Aunt Viv and bring in somebody else, and it still goes for at least another season or two. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it, but it's still people win with it. So, yeah, 3 seasons. So, it's I don't know. I think it's one of those things it'll be curious, but I don't think it's going to be what people want it to be, and I think they should just leave it alone.
Why does it have to be a reboot at all? Why can't they just write a new story? Why does it have to have any ties with the Fresh Prince? If this was just a standalone story, you didn't say it was a reboot of one of my favorite shows of all time, I probably would have been all for it. But as it stands now, to quote one of my favorite TV detectives, I'd rather French kiss a hobo than watch this show. I'm out, dude.
The chat room is so happy. They're getting so many free rants today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I'm just, that show was magic for its time. It was Will Smith's breakout role, and you're right, the cast around it was great. The butler, I can't recall the actor's name, but Jeffrey, you're never going to get another character like Jeffrey, actor like Jeffrey ever, because his deadpan deliverance through all of the antics of the Banks families, it's just, you can't recreate that. And I don't care that you're making it a drama. Just make it a standalone show, and stop trying to rip off and rip fame off of old shows that no.
As much as I would love French kissing a hobo, I gotta say, I don't think it was meant as a serious project. I'm pretty sure the trailer was just made. People make these fake trailers on YouTube all the time, and I think Will Smith just happened to see it and go, "Holy shit, that's actually good!" Like, seriously, all I say is check out the trailer on YouTube and see if it changes your mind. That's all I gotta say.
I checked it out. It doesn't change my mind.
No, it didn't.
It was a good trailer.
It was.
But it's like it's like one of those. It's like those discussions we had past. There's some things you probably don't want to mess with because it was just enough. I mean, like they tried to do it with Archie comics and whatever. What was that show, Glenn? Whatever the show is.
Riverdale.
They tried to do it with Archie's comics. I mean, I think that's what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to tap that. Hey, Archie's comics was one of those comics that everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is good old wholesome clean."
It's so bad now. That show is so bad. Well,
that's. I think that's what's trying to pull off, and I don't think there. I think there's some shows, some movies, some things you just let alone. And I agree. It probably would have been a great show if it was anything else other than a reboot of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
Just don't touch Small Wonder. Leave that alone. Don't reboot that.
Yeah.
We go.
So Squirrelboy Nemo also agrees with Nudie that does not look bad. He says he thinks it's just a movie. It looks like it's just a movie, but they're shopping this to Netflix, HBO Max, and Peacock are all the ones.
Yeah, put it on the Peacock network that no one can frickin' watch. So yeah, fantastic. Put it on that damn network.
So
apparently I gotta pick the topics more often so we get more rants. All right, put note to self there, huh?
Ruru2 wants Flavor Flav to play Uncle Phil. Squirrelboy Nemo says it's not being.
But he's still a federal judge, yeah.
Squirrelboy Nemo says,
no, I got one even better. Ice Cube is Uncle Phil, and Flavor Flav is the butler.
Ooh, nice. Squirrelboy Nemo says it's not being directed by Kathleen Kennedy, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Kevin Hart can play Jazzy Jeff.
No, he can play Carlton.
Carlton.
All I know is when I heard about a dramatic reboot of this, the first thing I thought of, the most watched scene and talked about scene from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is one of the most dramatic scenes ever, and that's the one where it actually catches Will off guard, and when he hugs Phil and starts crying because talking about his dad not being there and everything, and it was too real and close to home, and that it was an actual real reaction. That I can understand. That's probably what set up some of this thought of like, hey, what if this was a dramatic retelling of it and stuff. So, it's a pretty major scene. You should check it out if you haven't seen it, if you haven't watched it in forever.
If you want an example of probably what it's going to be like, there is a classic play called Romeo and Juliet. And then there was a movie in the 90s about the same thing. That's what it's going to be. Moving on.
Hey, another reboot. Zach Efron is cast in 3 Men and a Baby. We don't know who the other two are, and we don't know which man he's playing. I'm assuming he's the Ted Danson role.
No, he's definitely the goop.
No, Selleck.
Definitely
Selleck.
the goop.
No, Selleck, dude. He's gonna grow a mustache and be perfect.
No. He's the goot all the way.
I thought it was the
No
baby.
way.
He's gonna have a six pack. Take his shirt off, he's the baby.
No. He's the kid that killed himself on set.
Oh no, you did not go there.
He's hanging out
go
behind
there.
the drape the whole time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I can't. Have you seen what Zach Efron has been doing lately? Have you seen any episodes of his Netflix show?
That show
No.
is
It's like
awesome.
Goop. It's like Goop, but with less science background.
Oh,
It's terrible.
Goop for guys.
He's traveling.
Hey.
He's actually traveling with the stuff though. So
It is so bad. I watched
The guy
episode
that's
2
with
where he went
him-
to France and talked about water. It was awful.
the guy that's with him is the goop type of person, but he's just
Yeah.
going along. So,
There was like a 3-minute break in the middle of that show where he demonstrated that he can cry on command. Why?
So
dramatic.
So going back to the show, I think it's like we just talked about just a second ago. Chemistry made that show. Gutenberg, Danson, and Selleck. 3 unlikely people. Like seriously, back when that movie came out, Gutenberg was big on Police Academy. Danson, I think, was just in
Danson was on
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, and Selleck was Magnum PI, right? And he had some movies. But those are 3 unlikely guys to be acting together because they have totally different acting styles when it comes down to it.
Well,
And
it was like a super band for the 80s.
yeah, it was amazing, and they pulled it off, and it was I don't know. It's once again magic in a bottle in that, like Super said on the last one. There's magic in the bottle in that, and it was great. And the second movie wasn't too bad either, but I just remember the first one was just groundbreaking and had people laughing, and it was good stuff. And to be honest with you, it was a little bit out of text because you're talking about 3 men caring for a baby. So that was like out of text in the 80s. It even spawned a freaking one of the best Saturday Night Live skits. I think it was Saturday Night Live. Yeah, no, it was in Living Color, where they did 3 champs and a little lady, and it had them doing Muhammad Ali, Tyson, and whatnot on that as well. I mean, that show had something that just reached out everywhere, and now they're just going to literally take it out like that scene out of Major League and piss all over the contract.
It's been a very long time since I've seen that movie in the first place. I can barely remember what it's about. I remember that gorgeous like loft apartment they're living in New York. My priorities seem to have shifted as I've approached my 40s. I'm like,
Hey, you live in a
that
hotel right
apartment,
now, buddy.
But I mean,
keep going.
Zach Efron. I don't know. We'll see.
I've been
I
on a
still think he should
streak
play the
lately.
Stella character. I want to see him with a mustache.
In the chat room before I got the whole disconnection, there was one in there of Zach Efron, Seth Rogen, and Franco to be the 3 men, and I could see that actually happening. But it's Disney Plus,
by the way,
so I don't know if it'll happen.
by
But
the
if
way,
you-
Bess,
if you
And
do
and
that,
Danny McBride would play the bad guy.
just do your own thing with them because they could make their own fun thing.
and
And,
Kevin Hart would pay the baby.
Danny McBride would be would replace the girl. He'd be the one dropping the baby off. All right. What would we? Good Lord.
Somebody's got to talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what we had. That was the.
Lego.
Yeah, somebody's got to talk about it.
You
Yeah.
gonna dare press the button?
Oh hell yeah! So here's somebody's got to talk about it, guys.
We need to talk.
You talking to me?
Oh my God! Who told you?
Have you told anyone else about this?
What you talking about?
Look who's talking.
Somebody's got to talk about is the weird stories, the odd stories, the interesting, funny stories that somebody's got to talk about. We had 3 quick ones. I'll just get quick reactions, I guess, on this. First and foremost, there is one Blockbuster left. It's in Oregon, I believe. And,
Yes.
well, they're turning it into an Airbnb. You can stay inside a Blockbuster for a night. And I think it's like $40?
So it's $4, and you can make
$4.
and you can literally make it a Blockbuster night. Yes, I've been waiting to say that all day.
If I can bring my own sheets, cool. I ain't going to Oregon for it. I mean,
you
if
ever
I'm
gone to a
passing that
hotel?
by,
You've been in a hotel. You didn't bring your own sheets. That's exactly what they're pulling
Yeah,
off.
but you know what? At least I know that they have a laundry facility on site, so I can at least pretend the sheets are washed. There ain't no laundry facility in this Blockbuster. I don't know how often they change their sheets.
You don't know that? They got a pull out couch. So
Absolutely. And the sheet sets that's on there is sweet, straight out Saved by the
The only
Bell,
thing pulling out in
for
there.
God's
Yeah.
sake.
I didn't say it would change the comforter, just the sheets.
Come on, seriously.
Look,
I saw the pictures. You're laying in your bed, couch, right next to the stand where all the Cheetos and stuff are, where you're going to check out. Probably gonna be a bin where you could rent $2 movies. I don't know. I mean, come on. This sounds legit.
A couple of things. One, I'm always getting confused because I thought the last Blockbuster was in Alaska. Now you're saying Oregon. People need to get their story straight. But I worked at Hollywood Video in high school. I've slept in a movie store before. I'm good.
No, it isn't
What
Bend,
section did
Oregon.
you sleep in?
Yeah,
one with the curtains so no one could see you.
What were you gonna say, Super?
No, I was saying this one isn't in Oregon. I think the one in Alaska unfortunately shut down. That's the one where John Oliver tried to keep it alive by sending the Russell Crowe's,
Josh Trap.
Odd piece.
I hope they
and
send
now
that over.
it's
Piece, sir.
I still think Russell Crowe's Retaliation was perfect for that because he's like, all right, you want to screw with me? I'm naming the koala chlamydia wing after you.
Oh yeah.
So
Scoreboy Nemo says sleeping bags are an option. And
yeah, that's fine.
There's
but I think it's fun. I just won't go to Oregon for it. If I'm driving by it, maybe, but I'm not going to drive up to Oregon to do this.
So with the pull-out couch,
City a few times, but not overnight.
Yeah. With the pull-out couch, you got Netflix and chill. Would this be Blockbuster and pull-out?
Oh,
no idea.
Oh, there's no pulling out.
I tried. There's got to be something. There's got to be something.
We rented a movie and conceived you. It was that scene out of Ghost that got me.
All those Skinamax movies that'll be on the wall.
I think it was the life-size cardboard cutout of Merton Riggs.
Oh my! The curtain section got me again. Dang it!
Okay. Well, there was no curtain sections in Blockbuster. Blockbuster was
but everyone wholesome. Knows the reference. Take it easy. Take it easy.
You know, all those.
I mean, we all have fond Blockbuster memories. Let's not lie.
What the hell did you do in a Blockbuster to have fun?
Not like that, no. But I just
think like Blockbuster night, huh?
Not like that, no.
I agree. I agree with Ken Fodder. Don't forget to rewind.
Yeah, always be kind. Rewind. All right. Yeah. Other quick story. Quick. Ryan Reynolds started a streaming service with one movie. Foolproof. His classic. That's all you can watch on his streaming service. Is
so classic.
What do you guys think?
Freaking Ryan Reynolds, man. That's awesome, dude. This guy can't do anything wrong.
He is a national treasure for multiple countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for Canada.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's Canada's treasure. Yeah.
We've already discussed
this.
But
it does have aviation.
We've already discussed this previously about Ryan Reynolds. He is married to an American, so he's a national treasure for by adoption for America as well.
That's true. He is married in. That's true. We got you.
So, being that he's made his streaming service, and it is just one movie, and it's not one of his greatest films, so that's the funniest thing about it. I like that he didn't go with Green Lantern as his one movie. That was the one.
No, that's gonna be his next movie.
it'll be the Ryan Reynolds cut, just over and over again.
Yeah, I think it would have been super funny if he had put up Van Wilder 2: The Rise of Taj, which he's not in.
That would have been great. Who's an actor that you want to have a streaming service and just one movie?
Oh, man. Why didn't you ask me this one before? I could have thought about it.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Charlize Theron, and it's just that last Mad Max movie.
Ooh, nice.
Wait.
Fury Road.
Can't we just pick an actor and just have their whole repertoire go with it?
Well, that's where I was going because, I mean, it has to be one movie. I mean, you know who would need a streaming service? but it couldn't be controlled by just one movie. It would implode. It would need all that veracity.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Keanu.
Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing an Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop. You just can't get enough of that shit.
Steve Martin.
The third one was so bad.
Squirrel Boy says
Steve
Jason
Martin.
Mewes, Zach and Miri make a porno.
No. Pick a Steve Martin movies: Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
No. If it was Steve Martin, the one movie that I would want to have just to be able to watch streaming,
The Jerk.
Three Amigos.
The Jerk.
Three Amigos.
I mean, my favorite, and this is totally just an underrated movie. I love Bowfinger. I think that is one of the funniest underrated movies of all time with Steve Martin. Oh my god, I don't know why I like that
remember
movie
not
so
liking
much.
it.
I hate
Oh
that
my
movie so
god,
much.
I would
that
also
movie
approve
makes
Dirty
me
Rotten
laugh
Scoundrels.
so hard.
Well, you get Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and then you get the remake with Rebel Wilson and the girl that played
Sandra
Catwoman.
Bullock?
No, the girl that played Catwoman. They literally just did.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, they just did it's pretty much a shot-for-shot remake. Like, just
It's a
flipping
knockoff
the
of
roles.
it, yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. And today is Steve Martin's birthday. Happy birthday, Steve Martin.
Yes, it is. You know he's watching right now. If you could give us a bump, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, he's a huge friend of the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Big time.
Give us your with that last. Somebody's got to talk about it because I didn't look at the whole thing about Nickelback. I just know that they were talking about making a comeback and the internet.
Oh no, it's very simple. So a couple days ago, I think it was might have been Tuesday or something like that. Nickelback decided to go ahead and just put on their Facebook page and their Twitter page and everything a certain date. I think it was August 18th or something like that. I don't know. And pretty much it did just a picture, and did another picture with a little thing saying, "Hey, we're coming back." And then the fans decided that wasn't such a great idea and gave them their peace of mind. And literally, they were pretty much doing jokes like, "Isn't 2020 bad enough?" or "the end of the world," or everything else you could think of right now that's COVID related
We've had murder hornets. We've had the worst pandemic in American history. The economy's falling apart, and now Nickelback too. Damn.
Yeah, Chad Kroger's voice. Yeah. Please tell me when they put the picture up, it said, "Look at this photograph."
No, it was just a date. Just a date. Just a date. They didn't want to push it. They did it enough. All they had to do was announce a date. Now everyone's like, "Oh my god, please!" If you get a chance to check it out, just look at the Nickleback Returns Twitter comments or something. There was a slew of them. Those are just the ones that really got me. Was just I was laughing in the middle of work. There was a customer on the other side. I just started laughing out loud. They looked at me. I was like, "Excuse me."
Squirrel Boy
it was that good.
Says Nickelback is Canadian. Unlike Ryan Reynolds, we don't want them.
Yeah, neither did Avril Lavigne. Here's the thing: Nickelback is actually a decent band musically.
No.
Their songs sound pretty. They're okay. They're not terrible. But it's the lyrics that are so dumb. Like
if you could change Nickelback to Nick Cage, they have a chance.
In this song Rockstar, they're talking about the living the life of a rock star, and in the background, Chad Kroger just out of nowhere goes, "How about a quesadilla?" Like what?
Hey, you just shot your theory down, buddy. You just shot it down.
No. But the music behind it is still okay.
No, it's not.
All right.
No, it's not. I'd listen to Katy Perry all day versus Nickelback, dude. Are you kidding me?
I got emergency. Gotta go.
Okay.
Emergency. So, hey guys, that's the show.
What's wrong?
Thanks for saying emergency. Peace out. Oh wait, has he still got us live? Where can they follow you? I see.
At IC0 on Instagram, Twitter, and PlayStation Network.
He was laying on his back.
Nudie Rudy, go.
At Nudie Rudy on Instagram and Twitter.
Super unpause, unmute yourself and go.
You can follow me on Twitter at SuperHoovianNut, and you can follow me at on Instagram at SuperHoovianFreak.
No one cares about me. Masonic Vader on PlayStation or Twitter, Masonic Vader 71. Mess, you know that. Guys, thank you guys so much for showing. Thanks for staying late through our technical difficulties. We love you all. Come back next week with your friends, and you guys keep staying nerdy and being safe. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Peace out.
Carry on.